Hi, this is Rick for EDU Mobile. Now we're going to talk about adding and deleting rows from a table view. And there's a couple of things that we need to be clear about. We not only are adding and deleting rows from the table view, but we also need to add and delete data to and from the model that underlies the table view. So unless we're very clear about the order of operations, particularly with deleting, then we can get into trouble. So pay particular attention, especially, as I say, with deleting rows from a table view. But here we go. We're going to talk about adding first. So adding rows, the procedure most often adopted is this. We're going to drag a UI bar button item to the navigation bar at the top of the view controller that we want to add a row to. So in this case, it's going to be the UI table view controller's navigation bar. Usually this button is placed on the right end of that navigation bar. We're going to set its properties, and most importantly, in Interface Builder, the property we want to set is its identifier property. And this sets the image for the button. If we need a custom image, we can do that. But in this case, I like to use the add, which gives us a plus-shaped image there. Then we're going to add a new view controller scene to the storyboard and add controls to that view controller to collect information from the user. We should also add a control that ends the process. In other words, it's a trigger for whatever we're going to do when we actually, to tell the system or to tell the application that we want to add this information to the model. Then we're going to segue from the bar button item to the new view controller. And this is going to be a push segue because we're still in the context of the navigation controller. And all we do when we tap the add button is that we're pushing a new view controller onto the navigation controller for adding. Then, with a push segue, of course, we'll get the back button in the navigation bar on the left side, and the user can get back conveniently and cancel the adding operation if they need to. So the information that we collect in this new view controller, we need to add it both to the table view as a new row and to the model. So the information needs to be added to the model first. The reason for this is that if we add it after we try to add a new row into the table view, it's very difficult to get that new row into the table view's data. But if we add it to the model first, then to show the new row, it's a very simple one-line call. It's table view reload data. And what this will do, essentially, is force an update. It pretty much just reruns the UI's table view data source methods. It finds out how many sections are in the table view. It counts the rows in the model, which now have this new information, and makes that the number of rows in the section. And then it also reruns cell for row at index path, which gets the actual data out of the model. So we add the data to the model first, and then we call reload data on the table view. Hope that makes sense, and we'll see this being done in the demo. Now, deletion in concept is even easier. It just really kind of means that all we need to do is uncomment some code and then add a little bit of code to one method. So to delete rows, we first uncomment the code inside view.did_load that pertains to the display of a bar button item called edit. So it adds an edit button item. Now, there is a way to put both an add and an edit button item up in that right bar button items array, and we'll talk about that in the demo. The next thing we need to do is uncomment the entire table view commit editing style for row at index path method. Now, this method has two parts. We're looking at the first part of the method. We need to insert code after the particular comment that says delete the row from the data source. Now this comment is telling us that we need to actually delete the row from the data source. Not that it's doing it, that we need to do it. And the data source it's talking about here is the model. So we need to remove all the information that pertains to this row of the table view from the model. And we need to do this ourselves because the template code has no idea what our model looks like. But the good news is that the details of actually deleting the row in the table view are handled for us by all of this template code that we've just uncommented. So the actual row deletion is handled for us, but we need to actually delete the row from the table view and allow that to happen after we have removed the row and its information that is attached to it to the model, or from the model. Okay, I hope that makes some sense, and this will certainly make more sense in the demo on deleting information from a table view. Thank you very much.